That's why I came over here, because I definitely like watch these
It's the biggest line. It drives me crazy. All right, Patriots, welcome back. Okay. My job, all right? Educate people. Try to get some awareness. Try to make a difference. Try to make some changes. Never know who you're going to speak to. All right, today we have a couple of firefighters from New York City. Saw my line 11 poster and said, okay, what's up? And got to talk to them about. And this is what it's all about. Because now they're going to question. And then they're going to, hopefully, who knows, be part of the catalyst. Part of the movement that makes some changes. You know, I don't know. What else can we do but keep on fighting? Can tell me what else we can do but keep on doing this? And you got to help me do it. Yeah. I'm out there on the streets. Help me out there, will you? You're just watching these videos, and then what you got to do to get in this fight is to, you know, like the troops on the front line, they got to have 10 people in the back of them to supply them. Well, I need 10 people to supply this one person. So I'm looking for 10 patrons to sign up with subscribestar.com and go to Badass Uncle Sam and hit this, the contribution button at a tier level or monthly contribution that you're comfortable with. This frontline soldier needs you. It needs you. Go to PayPal, do it one time. You can do the same thing with PayPal. Or go get the 9/11 design t-shirt or cell phone cover. In other words, do damn something, will you? Okay. Nothing else, pray for me. Thanks for coming by. Let's get to this video.
Oh, come on, tell me the story. Tell me.
All right. Now, you know, of course, you know about the Twin Towers.
We live up there. That's
Oh, great. All right. All right.
You know what that means, right?
What?
Firefighter.
Oh, well, I tip of the hat.
Yeah, before.
I've talked to other firefighters that were there that day.
Yeah, I wasn't one of them.
I've heard stories that never heard the news. Never heard the news, and they're not allowed to repeat.
Ooh, what you
because they've been threatened with their jobs if they repeat them.
Well, I'm sure a lot of them are about to retire.
Yeah, probably.
No, because of what they saw and what they witnessed, they were not allowed to speak about it.
I mean, I work with them. I'll ask you when he was there. What did they say?
Yeah, tell me what they said.
Okay. These buildings, of course, you know about them. This is building number 7. All right. They don't talk about that one. Why? That building came down at 5:20 in the afternoon. It wasn't hit by anything.
No, it wasn't.
And you know how far away it was from the Twin Towers.
I really don't.
It about from here to the other side of the French Market.
Okay.
So it wasn't hit by anything. Sporadic minor fires. At 5:20 in the afternoon, it did this in 6 seconds.
Yeah, it just fell. Wow.
Perfect controlled demolition. Straight to the ground. 118 firemen testified to explosives going off all around them. NIST never performed a single test for explosives.
Who was that?
NIST, National Institute for Science and Technology.
Oh, they're supposed to test this stuff.
It's their job. It's their MO. If a bridge were to fall down,
they got to determine
they got to determine what caused it, and it's in their MO. They naturally go ahead and test for explosives.
Oh.
But they never performed one single test for explosives
On any of these
any of the buildings.
That's shady.
Tell me about
You got
it.
a camera?
Yeah.
Oh, why are you recording me?
I got to protect myself too.
Listen.
Now I'm going to give you some information on it. You got to look this up. All right?
Yeah, tell me.
You got to look this up. Here you go. And then here it's got, you can see it, 118 firemen, right?
You actually talked to them. You should have recorded that.
I did.
Oh, you
I talked to an EMT out here one day. She was on her way to the Twin Towers, two blocks away. Stopped for some injuries, clean up debris, right? Mm-hmm. Bomb squad comes along, says, "Don't go any further." They said, "No, you don't understand. We got to go there and help people."
Right.
So you stay right here. While they're standing there wondering why they can't go do their jobs,
Girl, you should.
the street they were going to go down, the cars started blowing up. Boom, boom, boom. They took pictures of that. That night, the company called up and said, "Everybody turn in your cameras."
Oh.
They turned in the cameras, but kept the pictures.
Oh, snaps. Where the pictures at? Come on.
And now, well, she got them. She got them. And so I said, "Can you send them to me?" She never did. But she got so upset at that, she quit, moved to Florida. She said, "I can't deal with it." Could not deal with it. Yeah? Yeah?
You know, I think everything is
No, they lied to us about that.
conspiracy.
Well, because you remember, well, maybe you don't because you were young, but we were under a peace dividend back then. Remember, we were trying to figure out what are we going to do with all this peace money, right?
And then all of a sudden this happened. I do remember that. I do remember people initially saying,
Remember, we're a war economy. The military-industrial complex always needs an enemy.
of course.
So we made up an enemy.
That's what happened in the Holocaust.
Thank you.
So, what was I about to ask you? I was about to ask you one more question. It's too hot out here.
I don't know, the peace dividend, the buildings, the pictures.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the Pentagon too. The Pentagon's a whole nother thing. They try to tell us that a hollow aluminum plane, which is an airplane, or a hollow aluminum tube, went through 8 18-inch thick concrete steel-encrusted walls and left a perfect hole going through all the...
Well, I don't know anything.
How does that? That's not even physically possible.
Really? I don't know.
And then you, as a fireman, you know that fire melts, steel melts at 2,600 degrees in a
really?
blast furnace after 2.5 hours. Open fires reach 180 degrees. So there's no way you can melt steel. There were 3 pools of molten metal that burned under those buildings for 2.5 months.
I know. I have a big piece of one sitting on the front of my high school.
Thank you.
They're all over there.
So where did that molten metal come from? They found nanothermite, a high-grade military explosive that is soluble in water, so you can put it in paint. Maintenance men could paint it on the walls. They'd never know they're putting explosive on the wall. They found debris, that in the debris, the analysis that there were as much as 10 tons of nanothermite in those buildings.
But let me ask you a question. So as of today, there's still people who come across not too often anymore, but within recent years, there's people who still come across debris from 9/11
Yes.
on top of buildings.
Yes.
It happens sometimes.
Yes.
So wouldn't that, it's still out, if that's the case, wouldn't there still be, it's got to still be around
Yes,
somewhere?
as I said, if you go to there's a site on there, a paper I give you, it's called Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. There are over 3,000 architects and engineers, some of the best in the world, that have done the study on that assign their reputation, their names, their lives on the line, saying those buildings came down by controlled demolition.
But there definitely were planes that hit them, no?
Yes, there were planes that were hit, but that was just total ruse because there's no way.
Who was really on the plane?
Well,
Real people.
we don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
I mean, those
certainly weren't empty.
Well, there's speculation they were remote controlled. Plus, those planes were photographed at other airports after the fact. 5 of the alleged hijackers were interviewed on the BBC TV after the fact.
That's interesting. You better take
I mean, we've been lied to about that whole thing. They keep it from us.
I know. Ask the right
It's one of the biggest lies. I mean, you got to realize, these guys lie to us, Darling. They lie to us. They don't want to tell us the truth. It's the last thing in the world they want us to know is the truth.
I believe that.
Yeah.
A lot of lies out here. Oh, that little.
So God bless you for asking.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Go out there and find out what's going on. Ask questions, because that's the only way we get to it. You know what I mean? Ask questions. Ask our representatives. What Donald Trump said when he was, that made me go, what? When he was campaigning?
What?
You elect me president, and you will find out who really brought down the Twin Towers.
He said that?
Yes.
Oh, well, come on,
He
Donnie.
said that.
I know.
That's the last thing he's been talking about.
I know.
Well, you
Look at
understand,
that
the deep state is the deep state. He's got a lot to dig through to get to that. But right after 9/11, the day after, they interviewed him, because he's a builder in New York, right? So they interviewed him, and you can see this interview. You can go to YouTube and see it. And he says, "Look, I build buildings in New York. I'll tell you what, buildings don't fall like that. There's something
It
wrong
was
here."
very bizarre, I will say.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I had seen something when it was like, I guess
You want to see it? You want to see the building collapse? You want to see that building
Oh,
collapse?
I've seen it so
And
many
they
times.
said the way the building was
I
constructed.
saw it happen, like
Yeah.
in
They
front
were
of
like
me.
the
Oh, yeah,
floors.
yeah.
That was the story that they were saying. That the way the building was constructed, like the floors is what maintained the stability. So
Yeah,
when the
so-
floors started collapsing,
That's why it went in
that's
like that.
that's what
right,
the other
I
side is
think
saying.
I heard
And
that.
that's pure bullshit.
I'm not an engineer. I'm not an
neither. I don't
architect.
know.
I don't know.
No,
It sounded good.
They make it sound. You can see interviews of the guys, the architects that built that building, those buildings. And they said, we built that building like a screen door. So that, interlocking steel beams. So it was like if you take a pencil and you stick a pencil in the screen door don't collapse.
Right.
That's how we built that building. So they designed those buildings to get hit by multiple planes.
Yeah, but I feel like a accident, like maybe a little plane, but not no jet.
No, it still won't make any difference. Again, because what would melt all the? All right.
It's like I don't know.
Or you see, force equals force. So let's say this is the Twin Towers, okay? So let's say the plane hits here. All right, this would start collapsing on this, let's say, right? Well, this, each time it hits this, would start disintegrating. Because, so eventually, it's not going to remain solid. It's not a big solid block. It's going to, as it hits here, a little bit it's going to break off. Hits here a little bit. So eventually it would stop. It would stop right about here. It wouldn't just all the way down. Because, this is going to, as it hits, disintegrate. Force equals opposite equal force reaction. So it's physically impossible. Let's say if you go to architects and engineers, they explain this in layman's terms that we can understand. That this is not possible. But
I've definitely seen specials of people who are known architects and engineers saying that to them in their assessment, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I came over here, because I've definitely watched these
It's
things
the
before.
biggest line. It drives me crazy that for 18 years they've been. How many millions of people have died from this lie?
Oh, yeah,
the firemen, and the people that breathe in, all that asbestos and stuff.
Every fucking
She's
Right.
always going to a funeral.
Right. So all those people that died from this lie, all the wars that were fought after it on this lie.
Whether it was a lie or not, that was unnecessary.
Thank you. Thank you. So we need to get to the bottom. We need to stop this.
All right. I'll be sure to ask around. I'll be sure to ask my buddies.
Thank you very much.
All right.
God bless you.
Likewise, thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
There it is. couple of firefighters going to go back to New York and they go, what's up? What's up with this? Probably cost them their job. Ah, crap. Oh, well. Subscribestar.com. Badass Uncle Sam. Hit it to you. $5 a month. Come on. Do it. One more. Or Threadless, Badass Uncle Sam. Threadless.com. Do it. See you on the streets.